This is Morten from INKISH. We are today in Zofingen in Switzerland, visiting our friends from Müller Martini. And to be honest, what you're going to see now is something that is a format that we have worked on for some time now. But I think this will be one of the, let's say, bigger challenges because we're going to see a book factory. It's a very small footprint. It can be operated by only 2 operators. And it is paper in, books out. And we have 2 nice people that are going to tell us how it works and all the components of it. And the first one is Ingolf.
Hey, Morten.
Good to see you.
Thank you very much. Good to see you too.
Ingolf, look at the machine. You and Ron are partners in crime when it comes to this type of machine, right?
Not partners only in crime. We are here partners in development for Müller Martini. That's true.
Yeah. And when you see a machine and technology like this, I know that when you work with it every day, you probably get used to it. But can you still do like this and just think how amazing it is to see what is happening here?
It's unbelievable. What you can see behind me in the whole area, what we have here, it's unbelievable. It's amazing what we have developed over the last few weeks and months and years.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So one of the things that I think a lot of people understand and appreciate about Müller Martini is that everything is, let's say, modules, right? So we're going through the modules here today, but people really have to understand that when you bring everything together, all the different modules that we will talk about, then you have what I refer to as a book factory, right?
This is our book factory, what we have here. You are right. We have modules from the beginning till the end, everything what you would like to have. It is a modular system. So
let's talk about it. You acquired Honkler for not so long time ago. Yes. So we start with some paper feeding from an Anwender, right?
That's true. Yeah. How we call it, this is a nearline configuration. We start with Honkler Anwender, generation 8. Here we have our alignment element, where we make the alignment of the printed web width. We have our barcode system, where we trigger every single sheet and later on signature, so that we know in what kind of position we have every single product.
Mm. And in this particular setup, we have what we call the set configuration, right? But basically, you can configure the same factory into how your footprint in your printing company is capable of doing it, right?
That's true. Right now, here is set configuration. We forgot one important point. This is a nearline configuration. Yeah. It can be that you have not there the unwinder only, you can have there the digital printing press.
So it could be an online solution as well, that's what you say, right?
Right. Mm. And important, right now here in the unwinder, you have already a buffer system, a tension system. In case of a digital printing press will be in front, yeah, we have there our web buffer underneath our alignment element.
Which is smart, of course, right?
It's modular.
Yeah, of course, that is also one of the things. All right, so let's move a little bit. Before we go into the first unit here, you have a turn bar, right?
Right.
And you can see from outside actually that it works, right?
You can see it only from the outside because the turn bar is already included in our folding device.
And sorry to interrupt you, but one of the things I like about this machine, it is so compact. And so when you say that you have a turn bar actually underneath, it is literally underneath the machine.
It is,
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
And that's the reason you like it, it is compact.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why we call it Sigma Line Compact.
I knew there was a reason for it. Okay. So let's go and check what is going on here, because you say the folder, but basically, if we look at it, right now we have a roll of paper coming into the machine, right?
That's true. We have the roll coming in, and we would like to produce these book blocks, what we have here.
Yeah, so this is the finished, this is what we want to achieve, basically, right? So getting it from roll to this is the challenge.
This is the challenge, and this is what we are doing, and I prepared it a little bit. That's the reason why the last one, can you please hold it?
Yes, of course.
You can see here, we have, in the beginning of our folding system, we have 3 perforation wheels. Mm-hmm. We have here in this moment 3 pages across, 1, 2, 3. It means the first 2 perforation wheels will be used for 3 pages across, so that we can later on make the folding.
And both the let's say the perforation, the trim, and the folding, that is what goes on in this first section, right?
This is the first section, the first modular point what we have right now here from our folding device. That's true.
So let's say, okay, now we have a perf and we have a cut. So we still refer to it as papers, right?
That's
or
true.
Sheets, right?
Right now we have here sheets.
Yeah. And basically we want to have a signature of, in this case, this is a 6-page, but you basically want to make it into a 12-page signature, right?
Maybe 12 or 18, depends on the paper thickness and grammar. But
what are the limitations? I mean, can you do whatever you want, basically, or? I mean,
no,
is it 4
no,
or 6?
that's not possible.
4, I mean, but it's like 4, 6, 8, typically that you have the scoring and the perforations, or what is the typical way you do it?
More than normally, we have 2 sheets in 1 signature.
Okay.
And that's the normal configuration.
Okay, so the only difference is basically whether you have it is in a 4-page or 6-page. Okay, great. Okay, super. So now you have the paper sheets coming flying into the folding, and that is
The wording is right.
yeah. And the funniest thing about this, it doesn't look like anything else in the market, right?
This is really, that's brand new. That's the highest technology what we have developed over the last 1.5 years. But Morten, we forgot one really important point.
Sure.
We was talking about the perforation wheels, what we have there. Why we have the 3 perforation wheels so close together? Because we are talking in this time over sustainability. Why we, as Müller Martini, talking about sustainability? Because we have seen over the last years how expensive is material, what is with energy, what is with labor cost, and everything around. And we have to change the folding catalog in seconds. That's the reason why we have the 3 perforation wheels. And with the 3 perforation wheels, we have the possibility, when right now we have the 3 pages across. When we would like to change from 3 pages across to 2 pages across, we will not use the 2 perforation wheels what we have here. We would like to use only 1 perforation wheel in the middle.
So the 3 wheels is basically whether you choose to have a 4-page or a 6-page sheet.
2-page, 3 or 4 pages.
Okay, so it can be split in that way. Okay.
And this in seconds.
It needs
less.
to go fast again, right?
Less than 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But again, back to the 3 pages across what you have right now here. The sheets, you was using the wording flying, right?
Yeah, I think it's a good one, isn't it?
It is, indeed. The sheets are flying in our folding device. In the folding...
But it collates them before it folds, right? Because you have...
No,
okay.
It will be... The collating will be done exactly in this area here.
Okay, for the first sheet.
The first sheets will be put in on a reference corner, what we have there.
Yeah.
The second sheet comes on top and depends on, right now here, with 3 pages across. The first folding will be done on this way. And right now we are talking not more from sheets. This is only a signature. And the signature goes down in our stream aligner.
So what is it? Why is it important to have using air for it?
I can let you know, because we developed the airfold technology because we have seen when we have paper and the paper is not really dry because of moisturizing, because of ink, then you have smearing issues.
Ah, so by using air, you don't have, it's basically contactless folding, right?
It is a little bit touchless.
Yeah, smart. And that is, of course, super nice to avoid smearing.
It is, and that's exactly the point why we developed this. The next point is, it is not only about smearing issues. The next point is about maintenance.
Yeah.
Because when you are working with the airfold technology, you don't have to make a maintenance on this folding device.
Fantastic. Okay, and now we have finished the signatures, right?
That's true.
And what is going on here?
We have the signature on this position like here. But you know, when we have 3 pages across, we missed one fold. And the second folding
Oh, so that takes place here.
will be done on this position because the signature comes in, and the second folding will be done exactly on this position here, so that the sheet and the signatures going in our collating device.
Smart. So basically here you get the last fold, but you also make sure that you have the paper transported so it gets into your collators. And you have actually on this machine, you have 2 collators.
Yeah.
But they are also a little bit special, right? So maybe we should take a look at what is going on here.
I would like to show you one of our collating devices, stacking devices.
It's a lot of innovation in making that technology work, right? Because it looks really sturdy, right?
It is indeed, because we have to produce these book blocks. And why we're talking about these book blocks, till now we had a signature.
Yeah.
And the signature has to be ready, prepared for a finished book block, exactly what you have in your hand. So, but how we do it? The signatures, like the same what we had before in a flying mode, comes in our magazine, and we have to make a pre-gluing on the head and on the feet, so that you have later on a gluing. You can see it here. That we have a really stable book block.
Yeah.
For
Which
the
ensures
finishing.
that, yeah, so basically when we start to putting like the covers and trim it and everything like that, then it's really under control, right?
It is. The next point is, it is not only the point that we have one book in one stacking device. You can have, depends on the thickness of the book block, you can have up to 10. Maximum we would like to have from 60 millimeters up to 80 millimeters. We can stack in one pile.
Wow. Okay, but why 2?
Because of speed-wise. We was talking about 650 feet behind me in the folding, and when you produce with 650 feet, you have not only, there is no possibility that you have only one stacking device here. That's the reason why we have a backup and redundancy here.
So they're exactly same, but they just like first signature here, second signature, and then so forth, or?
No.
Okay.
One book block will be
Oh,
finished
book block
here.
finished. Okay, so the finished book block is here. Okay, so when that is finished, then you go to the next book block here, and when that is working and that has been delivered, now you're ready for the next one.
And that's the possibility why we can produce book blocks, what we have prepared for the Trooper and for the real production, that you can have in every stack a different
format and
Right.
size, it's the spine size.
Right.
Super nice. It's amazing, right?
It is.
What is it that you do with Müller Martini? Because I mean, you're product manager, or what? I mean, you're very involved in the product, right?
That's true. I'm the product manager for our, how we name it, digital solutions.
Yeah.
And we develop exactly this solution because of not only sustainability. We are seeing in the market there are a lot of problems because of, in the printing industry, how many people are really interested in to work there in the production. And then exactly what you can see here, the books, the run length goes down, but the flexibility for every single book will be more and more and more.
It's funny because, I mean, I think that one of the things that you and Ron has emphasized when we spoke to you before we started filming was that the footprint is only 107 square meters compared to, let's say, a similar that would be almost 400, right?
Yeah.
Instead of having 4 operators or 5 operators, you can actually do this machine with 2 operators, right?
On this line, what we have here, we have 2 operators.
2 operators, yeah.
From the unbinder till the finished book.
Yeah.
Yes.
Quite amazing. Of course, a lot of printing companies and binderies are having difficulties finding labor. Is it really that easy to operate? I mean, it looks like a complex machine, but it is really that easy to operate?
We have in the background, the solution is really heavy. You have seen it not only once, you have seen the running system. The point is, we have in the background, we have our Connect system. With the Connect system, we make the preparation, the adjustment of the whole line. And when we produced all these books, what you have seen here, it was a touchless production. What does it mean, touchless? No one was capable to make there some adjustments between. The operator was in the background, make some quality tests, and the whole line was up and running.
One thing is, of course, that we talk about this digital thing, but I was just thinking when I see a machine like this can also be used for short runs or even for longer runs, right? Because I mean, the flexibility. So let's say a printing company is looking into buying a new binding equipment. They should not be limited because it is also capable of doing books of one. They should basically see that as a solution where you have very low number of operators, operator-friendly, high productivity. It's also a sustainable solution because you spoke about less waste and you know all these kind of things. So I guess it is not only for digital market. This is for a lot of different markets, right?
This is not only for a book of one production. It is a production for batches, short runs, everything what you would like to produce.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, so the book blocks is now coming out of these two. Oh, it's heavy.
Hey, we produce really heavy
stuff.
stuff.
I just thought I could squeeze it with one hand.
And for the next years.
Yeah, and that was beyond my capabilities. So now we have the book blocks finished here, right?
Right.
And from here, I think that is your colleague Ron that is going to take it over from here, right?
I hope so, Ron.
You hope so. Ron, are you ready, Ron? I'm ready. Okay, thank you so much for the first part of it. Super nice. And congratulations on your work.
Thank you very much.
And that will be available to see at Drupa, right?
Of course.
I think that when you see technology like this, you of course understand that it is not like the work of one person, it's a teamwork. And even though that it is Ingolf and Ron that is in front of the camera, I guess that you have more people that have worked on it, right?
Absolutely.
Good to see you, Ron.
Hi, Morten. Welcome.
So, thank you very much. So just to be 100% sure that we know what we're talking about, we just spoke to Ingolf and we saw the book blocks being finished in that end of the conveyor. Now the conveyor has taken the books all the way to here, right?
Correct.
And this is pretty much where you take over, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So you're also the product manager, but for a different section of the machine, right?
Exactly. I am the product manager for the soft cover division. And what you see behind me is our well-known or new Antaro perfect binder. The perfect binder, the Antaro, is a platform. So you can have this as a 12 clamp version for conventional work, as well as the version is behind me in a digital version with 6 clamps. And interesting feature here is, we will see this later on with this swing clamp system, you know, that the digital version can handle a book of one production with a variety of thickness or in thickness with up to 20 millimeter from book to book with 2,000 exemplars per hour, which is an amazing productivity.
It is amazing, and it's also, I mean, just to underscore it, is that as we spoke about that, having the 12 clamp edition is for, let's say, mass production of books, because you have the same format, the same size, the same everything,
Exactly.
right? But still pretty amazing to have a machine that can do 2,000 books of variable formats, variable spine sizes, and in a fantastic quality. From an engineering perspective, how difficult is it to do these things?
Yeah, well, there is one important point which we use in the Sigma line as well as in the new binder generation. With all the experience we had from the binder generations before, especially for our faster running binders like the Allegro, we use this technology, these proven technologies, put them into the new machine and combine this with all the new ideas like the buffer wheel for the covers, etc. So we start more or less on the white scratch, but with all the experience we had in our mind from the former generations.
It's funny, just when we had a break, I spoke to Volker Leonhardt, and he said it's funny to see a machine like this because now you really see how the acquisitions you have done over the years is combined into, let's say, technology that really enables a new type of machinery, basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But let's take a look at it. I want to see gear run. Cannot just go and talk, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So we have the clamps here, and that looks pretty much like. Oh yeah, we start here. That is quite interesting here. So
Correct.
Let's open this one here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when we spoke about the inline version, right?
Yeah.
We came over with the book blocks here, book per book. And the first one is that we recognize the barcode at the in feed.
And that happens as they are delivered from the conveyor with the fingers, right?
Correct,
Yeah.
correct,
Yeah.
correct. So we had at first an alignment area, where we bring it to the left edge.
Yeah.
Then we recognize the barcode. The barcode is very important because all the relevant informations for the production are already in. And relevant production information means the cover content matching, you know, that's clear for especially book of one production.
Pretty important, right?
But we also, of course, but we also can implement, for example, a reference thickness that we can say, okay, is there something wrong with the book block or not? And we can also put some format values inside, because when we come in, then we have in the first area the in feed of the book block, recognizing the barcode and measuring the thickness. In the second stage, we take over by another finger the book block and bring them into the vertical channel. And
that is where you have that star wheel.
exactly,
Basically. Yeah,
exactly,
okay. Yeah,
exactly. This is, by the way, also a proven technology from former binder generations as well as our hardcover machines, because it's really a reliable solutions and faster running machines. We use the same, more or less the same technology inside.
Okay, so what happens now? And you can, if you open that one, I take, because you have something here, I will bring along to the next couple of stations here, right?
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. What you see here is our first, our leveling shelf area, you know? So we bring in the book block, individual, for example, regarding thickness and also format-wise.
Yeah.
And what you see here, it's a very nice start position, because you see now the fully open swing clamp, right?
Super.
So with this clamp, which we, by the way, use also in our faster running binders with up to 18,000 cycles, is you are completely flexible regarding the thickness of the book block, right? And when we come here, we jog the book blocks, and then we bring it to silent, and then this is the area where we close the book block and fix them. And another advantage of this horizontal infeed is, especially if you have, for example, landscape formats, there is no situation where you have a jogging like this. You're still in that horizontal level, and this is also very nice for a stable process for infeeding.
Good point.
First station, no glue will hold on the spine if you don't prepare the spine, the paper edge. So that's the reason why we have here our main milling, where we cut off the spine, that's so that we ensure that the outerest and the innerest pages get glue.
I was actually surprised when you told me about it before, because it's quite a lot it can mill off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is, I would say now, 3 millimeters plus minus. We can have up to 4 or 5 millimeters cut off, depending on the block thickness, you can imagine.
Yeah.
And with these tools, which we, by the way, use also in our faster running binders, we can really ensure that we have no limitations regarding spine thickness, or also the cutoff of the spine, right? Main milling station for cutoff, and the second station is for the spine preparation. What means the spine preparation?
So this is where, after you have milled it, you basically prepare it, because we have the gluing stations afterwards. So that is to make sure that, as you said to me before, it is with the intention that the glue is coming into the fibers of the paper, right?
Correct,
Yeah.
correct,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
The bonding partners are the fibers,
Yeah.
no other ingredients of the paper. So we have to uncover these fibers.
And that
right?
basically also means that when you have the glue in the fiber, so to speak, it basically also means that when you close the book, you don't have any residual glue or any leftovers of glues, right?
Yeah, this is one thing. The other thing is there are so-called the notching to increase the surface for the glue, and the other one is the roughening. And with this roughening, we really we have like small holes, much more smaller holes inside, and this is the uncover the fibers to bring them or to prepare them for the spine glue application. And finally, of course, we have a ring brush inside.
Oh, sorry, that I missed that
Correct.
one. Yeah, so that is to clean off all the
Exactly.
waste that might be from paper.
Correct,
let's
for
say
the
dust or
cutting
something.
off,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, okay, sorry, yeah. And then I mean, you said that you have like 2 types of hot glue, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
We have or 2 types of glue application systems.
okay.
It is the hard melt or polyolefin roller system, which
Yeah.
is what you see here.
Yeah.
The alternative currently is a closed nozzle system called PUR technology.
So basically, the customer that buys the machine choose either.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
Correct. And what we will have in the future is also an open roller system, but for PUR technology.
Smart.
The polyolefin and the EVA glue you can use in the same hard melt open roller system.
And then we have the side glue.
Correct.
Yeah.
The side glue with slant discs. So we have our spine glue on spine and the lateral glue on the side. So the machine you see here is a classical soft cover production with back scoring and ornamental scoring. This is the area where we have normally, in case of a hard cover machine, a crash feeder, a malt station, to apply, for example, a malt stripe, a gaussing stripe.
Yeah.
And this, of course, in combination with an end sheet feeder at the infeed.
Yeah.
Right.
So that basically means that you can also make book blocks that are prepared for hardcover production.
Exactly. Correct.
Fantastic, yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so now we come to something that I also find quite interesting because, of course, you need to have the covers fed into the machine so they can be made.
Correct.
And you have
Correct.
done something that looks from outer space.
Some guys said it is like a Mississippi ship, you know?
Oh yeah, okay, so it can sail as well.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. Well, this is our so-called the buffer wheel for our covers, and the idea behind is relatively simple. What we would like to ensure is that we have a simultaneously recognition of the barcode on the infeed of the book block, you know, like
Yeah.
that.
So when
And-
the barcode is read already down there,
Correct.
then you will basically know exactly what cover that it should be synchronized to.
Exactly, exactly. So when I thank you very much. So I have here the same. That's the suitable content. You see that here on this orange field with that. So this content here from the barcode must match with this barcode on the cover.
And I can see right away that it fits perfect.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think so. Maybe we have to turn it. No. The idea is we come in, recognize the barcode on the cover, and in the same time we have recognized the barcode on the book block. And if there's something wrong, we don't let this book block into the machine. But the biggest advantage is that all the clamps which are still with good books running inside the machine, they don't stop.
So that gives a high productivity and less downtime of the machine, basically, right?
Including less maculature of good books.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and also as you said that basically when you have a cover that works, it's not trashed because it basically is output there.
Correct.
So that means that you can use the cover still.
Exactly. Yeah. This is one thing. And the other thing is if the next cover is suitable for that book block, we separate them again. The only thing is that we separate the wrong cover, but the process is still in motion and we connect the right cover with the right content.
So basically, let's say that you have a book of 3, for example, right? 3 copies, and,
Yes.
and you have one book block that is not good, but you have 2 book blocks that are good. It will still continue working with
Exactly.
and just exit the one that you have in surplus in that tray, basically.
You are right. Absolutely. Smart. Yeah. So this is our recheck area, the buffer wheel. This is the known drum cover feeder, also from proven technology since years. And then we go into the nipping station area or the pressing station area. Sorry. So this is the area where we bring in the scored cover. You see here our big shafts of the scoring section, you know. Also very stable.
And that is still also possible to, I mean, that needs to adjust, of course, to the spine size and to the requirements of each book, of course, right?
Correct.
So, yeah.
And there's
no manual setup with this machine, right?
No,
Yeah.
nothing. There's another nice feature we currently have in develop. In the digital world, the customers often has the problem that the cover, the image, the printing image is jingling or switching only in the 10th of position, and especially not here. But if you have a center line,
It's important.
and you have a short batch, 10 books, it can happen that the center line jingle a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
And now we currently work on a technology with our MM camera system where we can correct them automatically. And that's the thing why we have these marks here on that cover, because we check not the position correct exactly of the cover of the paper, we correct or we detect the position of the printing ink or the printing picture and make a final setup depending on that marks, and then you have always the same and correct position of that.
And you can, of course, decide whether you want to adjust it to front or to back,
Absolutely.
basically. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And is this something that is applied automatically, or is that something a pre-press people needs to do?
This needs special specifications. We gave them to the customer.
Yeah.
The customer can put this in positioning, and that's it. That's it. All right. So nipping station. Thank you. Nipping station. That's the area where we bring the book plug, glued, and the cover together.
Yeah.
More or less fully automated. Nothing to set up.
Yeah.
Nipping roller for better spine formation.
Yeah.
And then we, as you see here, this clamp is closed.
Yeah.
The clamp is now out of the rail.
Yeah.
It opens.
Yeah.
The interesting fact here is again that we open it in a first stage until here, more or less, a little bit, support the book block, and first after passing this part, it opens again, but then the book is still in the channel inside in the funnel. So it's
And then
details but important.
Yeah, and then it falls down and comes to the conveyor
And
for
then the
drying.
lay down device, correct? And then in a classical cooling section, you see here our cooling tower. And then we have as an ideal partner the well-known trim robot, the Infinitrim. Antaro binder output 2000.
Yeah.
Output of the Infinitrim again 2000. So
What
it's,
a coincidence.
perfect. It's perfect.
Let's go and see the trim, and then we're almost
Absolutely.
finished with it. Because, I mean, it's amazing. So basically, 2 people can handle the entire production with this one, you say?
Of the whole line.
And the whole line, yeah.
Of the whole line.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you have, for example, this, it's in the combination like here, 170 square meter.
Yeah.
The whole
170, okay. I think
footprint.
I think I said 107. Sorry about that. Yeah.
So it's this 170 square meter includes the book block production as well as the binding and the trimming, and only to compare it with the former times, only for binding, getting the same output, we need 360 square meter and 4 people more than here. So it's really great.
Let's finish the story about the Infinitrim, because you said basically that it does a little bit thing different because it turns it upside down when you get the books inside, right?
Exactly. I take here this untrimmed book block.
Yeah.
We come in from the cooling section. Again, reading the barcode. We need the head trim and the final size, the final format. And then we bring it completely different to all other classical free knife trimmers. We bring the book block with this star wheel.
So you have to turn it upside down, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we enter the book block face up, then we run inline into this vertical position, and the vertical position helps us to use the gravity for this larger waist area to bring them down. First one is cutting the head trim. Second one is the front trim, and finally the foot trim. And then again, face up, we will leave our Infinitrim.
So when it gets out here, okay, so you have the things comes out here, and what you have done here was also something that is new, because you have like, let's say distribution system for the finished book blocks, depending on how they're going to be packed, right?
Correct. This is another nice new feature in the area of the logistic, because you can imagine if you have short run production, book of one production, maybe one batch can go to this line, the next batch has to go to this line. And depending on the informations we have here in the barcode detected at the in feed, the system knows exactly this book is for this stacker, this book is for the other stacker, and so it's it's a sorting device which really helps to reduce any failures or also manpower at the end of the day. Yeah.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Yeah, Morten.
Ron, fantastic. Just the last thing here is that this is, as I spoke to Ingolf about, you will show it at Drupa, of course, but I mean, it's almost like we spent like maybe half an hour on going through the entire machine, right?
Right.
It must be a little bit difficult to shorten it down because there's so many processes, right?
As you listened from minutes ago, we had the demand to bring down our the time for our demo.
Yeah.
When we go in deep at the trade fair in between the demos with the customers,
Then
with
you
the
have the time,
prospects,
basically.
then
Yeah.
of course we take the time.
So, and as I said to Ingolf, is also like what I find interesting is that when you think of it as a production line for books of one, fantastic. But it is also just because you save a lot of manpower, interesting for companies that want to have a very efficient, almost autonomous bindery, right?
Exactly, absolutely. So as I already mentioned before, to bring down the need for stuff, for number of people which are necessary, also the need for transport the products in between, which is always an area which is critical. This is not necessary here in that case. So it's it's a full production line, PDF in, as you have seen already from Christoph and Ingolf, and final book out.
Well, once again,
Right.
fun.
Morten,
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.